I'm a stone cold country till the day I die. All these girls around here wanna take a ride in my pickup truck, jacked up real high. Don't be upset, it's just a day in the life of a hardcore man from the deep deep south. Tattoos on my arm will tell you all about where I come from. Y'all sing along about living in a badass country song.
Back to the Lodge is brought to you by Icy Tech USA.
Live from West Tennessee, I'm Patrick.
I'm Will.
I'm Nick.
And we are back to the Lodge. It's our New Year's Eve episode this week.
Yeah, we'll call it that.
As we came back from our Christmas giving episode, which was an absolute technical train wreck, but a success nonetheless. Right, Nick?
Hey, we did our best.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So anyways, we host from a platform which is hosted by a server, and apparently it ran out of memory, which we didn't think was possible. So it ran out of memory and we couldn't broadcast live from the studio, so we ended up broadcasting live on the road. That was fun.
Look, it worked. It's fun to get out from behind here sometimes and
It was.
just go do.
I do have a bone to pick with Walmart, man.
I didn't love that either, and I saw that kid a couple days later,
Mm-hmm.
and he's like, I want to thank you guys. I was like, did you get any kind of trouble? And he said, not really, but we did have a meeting about not letting customers help. But I guess for anybody that didn't see it, we were taking buggies from, and they're called buggies, by the way. We were taking buggies from the corral or whatever outside, and we were pushing them back towards the front. It was cold,
And the parking lot.
yeah, it was cold. It was nasty, and people just leave their buggies everywhere, which I don't love. Unless you're unable to take it back, then it's understandable.
Sure, but that's what I was frustrated with. It was like, okay, we left McDonald's. We did our little random flyby.
Yep.
And then we're like, okay, let's go to Walmart and clean up all these carts, buggies, whatever,
Buggies.
for this poor kid who's outside freezing his little butt off, and he got in trouble.
He did.
And it's like, wait a minute. I didn't get a Christmas invite to the Walmart party for ringing up my groceries for last year.
Right, it's self-checkout.
But you can't bring the carts
bring your
up.
stuff back. Right. I didn't like it. He was super excited when we were helping. He was still excited a couple days later. He's like, I've never had anybody do that.
Why do I feel like 2022 is just going to be worse politically with this PC crap?
Because you just said it. That's why.
I don't have to speak that into
You
existence.
manifested it.
That's messed up, man. I'll say it chafes my ass. You can't even help people without them getting in trouble.
Yeah. And there was no ulterior motive. I mean, I was riding on the buggy, but
that was at the very end,
right?
And that was already after he got in trouble. So it was like, whatever.
I love it. He's like, oh, you can't do that, and Tony's like, tight, and just kept pushing it. He's like, I'm taking this one up. So just
So apparently, don't
okay
bring
it.
your buggies back to the store.
Make sure you let them hit my Silverado because that's the cool thing to do now.
Would you even know if it was hit?
Mm-hmm.
No,
Maybe. Maybe. Probably not. It's getting new paint and everything soon.
Well, the weather would probably allow you to paint it right
I'm
now.
just kidding. I'm not going to do that.
I was going to say, I'm like, I don't even know how to lead into that segue right there. If you haven't seen Will's truck, we call it the Hunt truck.
Look, it does everything I want it to do.
You can scratch
and
it.
leaks coolant.
And you wouldn't know that it had scratch.
Yeah, I don't. You can ask Nick. Nick was with me. I don't go around small trees anymore.
No, it's scratch-a-flage.
I absolutely. He's like, these trees.
Dude, he'll just mow them down.
Mm-hmm.
I don't mow them
to the
down.
point that I had saplings and stuff wrapped around my axle.
No,
I did. Yeah, I was over there with my knife trying to like pop it out. I was getting it all ripped up.
But that's great when we go hunting because you just drive right up to the deer. There's
absolutely.
no dragging.
It's a drive-through.
Yeah.
Well, and
drive-through.
Yes, sir.
Not to
Fast
bring it
food,
up,
buddy.
but we took Gene on a disabled vet hunt.
Yeah, you'll have to explain why.
So we took a gentleman named Gene Buck.
No pun.
Yeah, no pun. But he's got some old family land. He's a Gulf War veteran, Desert Storm and Desert Shield. He can't get around like he used to could, and he's still waiting on a few surgeries and stuff like that. So his old family land, they used to hunt, But it got so taken over with just growth and just not being able to afford or be able to physically do it himself to keep it up. And he just can't walk that far anymore. Couldn't afford a four-wheeler, yada, yada. So I said, look, we'll drive the truck right up to the blind. So we did. And he got him a little cold buck, and he was pretty excited, and he started walking back. And I said, hey, man, I can pick you up. You sure? Positive. All I got to do is push the skinny pedal. Like, I just go get it. So, field dressed the deer and got ready to throw it in the back. And he's like, I could do this. Like,
roadside service, man.
Yeah, he went from, I don't know if I'll hunt anymore, to he got so excited about it. He's buying parts.
Shh. You're doing it again.
Whoops, I did. But he's kind of revitalized. And we took a little video and whatnot. We'll put that out at some point. But he's back in it, and it got to the point where he got all the family together to get together and try to work on the land out there, because the whole family used to hunt that land. Everybody kind of had their own blind, their own stand. Just life gets in the way, and then COVID and driving a few hours either way. Now the family gets to do that again because he's pushing for it. He wants to do this now. He's back at it, and he's like, hey, let's do it. And his furthest shot at that point was like 70 yards, and he made a 240-yard shot. He was just beside himself. He didn't know what to think. He was just, I did that. Like, hey, you did, man. That's good.
That was awesome. Yeah, you messaged me right away. I was like, that's cool. I have no idea where I was at. It was a long week. But no, the weather, it was nice and cool then. And now it's just absolutely warm back up. So I took my sweatshirt off, and I'm sitting here getting a little chilly again. But the weather here in Tennessee has just been up and down, windy, rainy, hot, cold. Now it's hot. We're back up in the 70s again.
It's like early rut.
But by New Year's, it's going to be like a high of 30.
Right. Yeah.
So who knows?
They're calling for snow, like mixed precipitation. Yeah, like the first or the second or something like that. And I'm getting confused. I don't have a huge house. I don't have that many clothes. But like I go from, I've got my cold weather clothes, and then I just have to swap them out, and I'm going back and forth. And it's one of those things, like, you're in a heavy jacket in the morning, and then you're in, like, you got people in shorts and flip-flops by, like, noon. And then if you're out past dark, you're back in a parka. Like, you don't know, not a parka, it's like 40, but still, it gets cold.
Well, in any case, if you were tuned in last week, you were watching us, like Will said, we were out doing the Christmas shenanigans. I can't think of a better terminology for it. But anyways, we're out doing the shenanigans. But we missed a shenanigan. And the shenanigan was Nick was supposed to get back to the lodge tattooed on his ass.
That's true.
And we don't have someone to come do that now. So
it's still happening.
Oh, you do now?
No, just, yeah, but I don't know. It's still happening.
No,
one way or another, it's happening.
You're not getting out of that.
Yeah, we know.
I remember the stipulations of that, and that it actually never happening.
Stipulation? You mean the likes and shares? Well, you're right.
But then, somehow I knew. I was like, I think I even told you this. I was like, this is something that just Patrick's not going to let go of. He's going to make it happen one way or another.
So anyway, that's still to be continued. But we're getting the viewership up, so we appreciate the love. Hit the share button down in the bottom left corner. Let people know how miserable your evening is with us, and let them be miserable too. But anyways, we want to get into something. This was a little story that we meant to tell when we were talking about Louisiana when we went down to see Bruce.
Yeah.
But we've had so much going on, and we're still trying to get the rhythm back of how we want to continue driving back to the lodge. So here's a little outdoor story for you, and Nick will set the mood. I don't think you can change the lights.
It's kind of an indoor story.
It is an indoor story at the lodge, at the house. So anyways, we made a stop in Sam Rayburn. And we went to go see our buddy Benny Elliot, who is the owner of BT Outdoors. Let's rephrase this. If you love to bowfish, or you have never done it and want to learn how to bowfish, Benny's the guy.
Yep.
First and foremost, Bowfishing on Sam Rayburn is absolutely fun. Number 2, his boat is even more fun because you're jamming out. He's got the stereo cranked, the amplifiers going, the lights on. Yeah, there's probably going to be some dancing. He's got pretty much one rule: no glass bottles, and he's the captain. So it's pretty easy. He's super fun, super nice guy. We love working with him. He's going to be running a special here next week, and we get to kind of actually already dabble this out. So $125 a person, 4-person minimum.
Yep.
Hit him up, starting pretty much about next week. And the big buffalo carp will be rolling in with the cold waters, which means you're going to be shooting them 60, 70-pound fish. Now, Benny holds the state record for Lake Sam Rayburn on a 77-pound buffalo. That's a big one.
It's a big fish.
That's a big one. So, if you want to get out there like with a captain that knows his stuff, get on out there. But while we were down there, we'll show you a little video here in a second. You do have that up, though, right?
Hold on, real quick on that.
Okay.
On that note, you don't have to have your equipment.
No.
He supplies everything.
You just show up.
From
Bring warm clothes.
Yes, from a beginner rig to a more complicated rig, whatever your skill level or knowledge level. He
will get you trained and set up.
Do it.
I mean, he will show you the ropes, no question.
Absolutely.
I wouldn't recommend it for small kids, but at least I would say 16 and up. You'll be fine.
Off when he's
but
going fast.
Ultimately, check with Benny. He can give you some guidance on that. But anyways, while we were down there, we were staying in these bunk beds. And my 240-pound friend here says, dibs on top.
I was trying to be nice.
And I was okay with that. I'm 6'6". I don't want to get on the top bunk because I can't sit up.
Right.
So I'm like, cool, thanks, man. He thought he was.
Oh, I know exactly what story this is.
And there was no ladder.
No.
The bed was fantastically built. It was nice. It was pretty. It was sturdy.
And anything Benny builds, I have 100% confidence.
Absolutely.
100%.
This bed was built for
Not us.
like little nieces and nephews and stuff.
Yeah, so Will jumps up on the top bunk, and I don't think at first I didn't even think anything of it. Didn't even pay attention.
I thought you were asleep.
I was pretty tired. It was a long drive.
I was in a panic.
And I jumped down on the lower bunk. Will jumps on the top. And I look over. I don't even know if we have that video clip. I don't think we do. We'll have to put it on. We'll have Nick make a little 10-second short. Maybe that's a good TikTok. That's a good TikTok right there.
It might be.
It might be our next TikTok, Nick.
Sure.
It was scary.
So Will jumps up on the top bunk, and he had been up there for maybe, a minute or two?
I don't know. I felt like it had springs, but it didn't.
Yeah. Well, it sprung because the plywood underneath it, a single sheet plywood, did not reach from one end to the other. So I look up, and I see Will's mattress coming through the side of the bed, and I thought, oh shit.
It was like quarter inch. I don't know. It was real thin.
Maybe quarter inch. Maybe.
2 small children, absolutely doable.
2.
1 big children, not happening.
No. So anyways, this jackass starts laughing. Okay, you see this, right? When he laughs, he bounces.
You're right.
So when he bounces, I see the board going lower and lower, and I'm like, I'm going to die. So I'm like, stop laughing.
It's terrible.
He doesn't stop laughing. He's laughing
You told me
harder.
to stop laughing. I'm going to keep laughing. And harder. I did move the mattress
It didn't
to the other
help.
side. I tried to, redistribute the weight. And,
But we're so
but all the
slap
fat's
happy.
right here, so it's very difficult.
We're so slap happy tired that neither one of us want to get the hell up and do something about it because we're both exhausted. And I'm just like, stop moving. Stop laughing.
I couldn't.
No.
I was so scared.
No, this son of a bitch is just bouncing. And I'm like, okay. He's like, I'm gonna get down and shift it over. Well, he sits up. Which I didn't look at him when he sat
call.
down. When he sits up, my whole hand.
Oh, absolutely.
Free
I
air
was sticking my hand going.
between the mattress and what was underneath it. It was bad. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't understand this. I'm like, anything Benny builds is phenomenal.
Right.
So how can this be? We're tired, man.
It wasn't intended for me.
No. So you slide the board over, and of course that made it worse. So I'm like,
So much worse.
I'm going to die. You're afraid you're going to die. I'm going to get impaled by this big sliver of plywood that's going to come down. Because it wasn't even particle board. It was straight plywood, press board.
Yeah, it would.
And I'm like,
Not great.
So anyways, I don't really remember how this ended, but I know I slept on the very edge of the lower bunk. Mm-hmm. And I think you slept on the very far edge.
I didn't sleep.
But then you
couldn't go
came
to sleep.
down
I
after
did.
about 10
I
minutes
did.
and we're like, nope, we're not doing this.
I stole one of Williams. I made Williams give up one of his.
This mattress top.
Yeah, they were like, it was like a couch or futon, whatever, but it had like the top and bottom set, and I mean it was like this wide, but
It was still better than the alternative.
it was so scary, and I don't mind heights. I mind falling.
I mind getting squished by you
Well,
and the mattress and the board, and of course nobody would hear me yell because look at you. So anyways,
I'd like that.
the next morning we didn't really know how to address this because we're like, do we say something? Benny wouldn't have that.
So naturally,
So yeah, we said,
you say something.
I say something like, hey man,
Can't not.
just curious, that bed really gave. Is it missing a piece or something? Oh no, that's meant for my grandkids or whatever it
Something.
was.
I don't remember what it was.
I'm like, well,
but
shit, Benny, why didn't you tell us this?
I didn't figure you'd sleep on anybody'd sleep on the top bunk. I was like, we're not cuddling.
Whew. Yeah. So
If I'd have fallen though, it would have been a rough cuddle. That
so
would've been-
to that point, Benny built that for like a 7-year-old. It most certainly is tough enough to hold this big
Yeah.
7-year-old.
yeah,
So-
if I had been still, it'd have been fine.
yeah, you'd be
I couldn't. It was like you ever tried to take a nap on a trampoline
Right.
where you're like, you move a little bit. It's like a waterbed kind of.
Yeah.
But I should have known when the mattress was small. It probably wasn't for me. But I was tired.
It was definitely child size.
When it was a lot of effort to get up there. There wasn't really a ladder. So I had to just like prop my fat up on the top and swing over.
And it's never a good view when you're on the bottom bunk looking up at your jelly roll coming down.
The best view.
Anyway,
Oh my gosh.
that was a rough night. We were having nightmares that night from that crap.
It made me kind of uncomfortable. But
You would have only felt free fall for about a second.
imagine if Nick had been there.
Oh,
You imagine if Nick was in
he'd
your
be
spot?
underneath my bed. Like, come on, guys.
Yeah, it's got to get both of y'all if it gets to me.
That would make such a great episode.
It
I'm
would-
glad it didn't
it would
break.
be pretty
But if it
funny.
would have broke, it would, for comedy's sake, it would have made the show funnier.
Yeah, not for my insurance sake, though. I mean, it wasn't that. I mean, it's not like I was 5 feet off the ground. I mean, it seemed like it was
It was higher than that.
Yeah, because we were. I mean, I was
I'd say
almost to the
6.
ceiling.
Yeah, it's because it wasn't quite as tall as I was, but the mattress was eye level.
Yeah.
So it was every bit of 6 foot. But anyways, you don't have to sleep in bunk beds. There's plenty of hotels nearby. So you're going to hit up BT. Do you have Benny's thing for the screen, Nick, or no?
Yes.
Okay. I can't see it. Is it there?
It's up right now.
Hey, look at that. So is it Instagram?
Whatever at is.
I think it's Instagram. Oh, I think it works on both, doesn't it?
I think it's
Sure.
at anything.
It's
BT
at
Outdoors _.
Bowfishing.
Bowfishing.
There you go.
Hey, I see
He
it.
does have a website,
And I
too.
even got it up in
Yeah.
his green.
But just go to his Instagram.
Yep.
Phone number's on there. Give him a call. Seriously, call anytime. It's a quick trip to get the guys out. Throw them a little gratuity at the end. I can promise you, you're going to see fish, and you're going to have a blast.
Yeah.
I can guarantee you have a blast.
Yeah, he doesnesn't just drive the boat. I mean, he cuts up, and
Oh, it's just
it's
a
not
blast.
boring. We'll just put it
Yeah.
that way. And
It is definitely.
now he's got
trip.
fantastic speakers, per my recommendation.
Absolutely.
Because their other ones were loud anyway, but they were just getting kind of.
And tell him we sent you. I bet you if you call him and tell him we sent you, he'd probably give you a hat or something.
Yeah.
Just as an extra
don't know.
thank you. We don't get anything. We don't get anything from Benny. We actually give to Benny. So, but yeah,
just
just
good people.
he's
I mean,
great
it's-
people. So yeah, hit him up. Book a little family trip. Take the guys out. Take the gals out. Look, this is not a guy only thing. This
No.
is a lot of fun. The bows are set to where if you're not that strong, you can still pull them back. That's why we're going to take Nick on the next trip.
Yep.
So you can go on down there and have a blast. Did you like that?
I can't stand y'all. I hadn't heard it in a while.
Man,
I know, it has been a while.
Keep taking it right out.
What are we talking about?
I can't stand you.
Nick couldn't go too
Yeah,
long.
let's keep this G-rated.
But it's fun. And again, back to, he's not just good people, but he cares about the ecosystem, and he cares about the lake, and
Big
he cares
time.
about the wildlife. And that's a trend that I think, I know people are going to see if they pay attention. We don't support or get with just outdoor people that just go out to shoot stuff or just go out to do this or do that. It's people that care about what they're doing and care about the land and the water and everything else. Because if you don't, you're not really doing
And you're going to have, and I cannot stress this enough. If I'm promoting something, and Nick hasn't known me that long, you have, but if I promote something, number one, I'm not endorsed for it. Number two, you can take it to the bank. Bowfishing in general, if you haven't gone, you're going to hear music. You're going to be on the water.
Yep.
It's nighttime. What better time to go fishing than at night? And you are going to have a blast. I promise, you are going to laugh so hard at some point, something will happen. And Benny knows exactly what to say and when to say it.
Oh, 100%.
He will have you cutting up sideways, and you'll never forget it. You'll be booking your next trip before you even leave, because it's that much fun. And you can't go wrong at that price point.
No.
$125 a person for a night trip.
Right.
You can't even do that here. So,
And you're on
Sam
a
Rayburn, man,
massive lake, and this is somebody who knows where to go, knows what to do.
lives on the lake. Grew up on the lake, knows it in and out.
Yep. And his boat's
It's a
pretty
blast.
sweet.
You better I bet you get extra brownie points if you wear a green shirt. I'm just saying, take him a green gift. Green 100%. But you can't go wrong. Do we have the clip, Nick, to show people?
We do.
Let's air that real quick. Dude, total blast.
Look, it's a lot of fun. The equipment's good. It's not a fly-by-night kind of thing. This is a professional in his element. But he's also really fun. And, like I said, for any kind of knowledge, somebody went with us that had maybe never shot a bow and ended up with his first fish, first trip.
All the excitement he had.
It was ridiculous.
That was cool.
It's awesome to see, whether it's a kid or an adult or whoever. Anytime somebody does something cool, be happy for them, And that's one of those things that
He lit up like a kid on Christmas, man. It was
he
awesome.
paid attention, and it took a minute, and then once he figured it out, he was just like, "This is mine." Wow. And I'm gonna paraphrase, "Hey, I got it." So yeah, you did.
Yeah. That's a
Can't say it all.
extreme paraphrase.
Well,
Okay. Yeah. Awesome. So hit up BT Outdoors. Give them a follow and a like on Facebook, Instagram. Obviously, you're following us, or you wouldn't be watching this. This. And and if you were watching,
Awesomeness.
Will has an apology. There was a little zipper malfunction in one of the episodes.
Yeah, so I'm not not the fastest guy around, right?
Nick's like, we're live.
So, right, I heard that after. I don't always get, you see on Facebook and stuff, people share something. I'm not the person you put on speakerphone. You can, but you have to let me know I'm on speakerphone first.
I at least tried to give you the. I said it was a wardrobe malfunction. You just went straight into liberation.
No, I did that on purpose. Yeah, but did not know the camera was on. Did not know.
We're trying to keep this a family-friendly show for 13 and up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Kind of let me know.
Yeah.
So, anyways, we're going to wrap it
sorry.
up. We want to wish everybody a happy, healthy, safe New Year's weekend. Remember, it's amateur night, so if you're going to go out, please be careful. Don't drink and drive. Call a friend, get a ride, do whatever you want to do, so you can come listen to our shenanigans next Monday when we come back to the lodge. Well, live from West Tennessee, I'm Patrick.
I'm Will.
I'm Nick.
And we are, again, back to the lodge. We'll see you next week.
Cause I'm a stone cold.
Hey everybody, Nick here from Back to the Lodge. Catch us every Monday evening at 7 p.m. Central. We've got a lot of stuff to talk about, so you don't want to miss it. And while you're at it, like, comment, and subscribe on whatever platform you got us on. We greatly appreciate it. And until next time, we'll see you when we head back to the Lodge.
Where I come from, y'all sing along about living in a badass country song.